The energy economy is something that a lot of new players struggle with. It's not fun when you've got a new Warframe with a bunch of cool abilities and you can't use them because you're always out of energy. So I thought I'd make a video showing some of the common methods of gaining energy and explaining the reasons for and against each one. Keep in mind, this is not a tier list. There isn't one single solution that always works. You need to consider the type of build you're using and the content that you'll be doing when choosing one of these methods. If you find this kind of video to be helpful, I'd appreciate it if you'd leave a like and a comment on the video, and subscribe if you'd like to see more. The first method to talk about is the first method you're likely to have access to, which is aura mods. There are two aura mods that can generate energy: Dreamer's Bond and Energy Siphon. You'll get Dreamer's Bond as a reward from the Earth to Venus junction. It has a universal polarity, so you can use it on any Warframe. It'll generate small amounts of health and energy over time. Energy Siphon is available from the Nightwave shop for 20 creds. The shop has a random selection each week, and Energy Siphon is not always going to be there. Energy Siphon has the Nara mod, which is also known as the Dash polarity, which limits the number of Warframes it should be used on without spending Forma. Energy Siphon doesn't restore health, but it restores twice as much energy as Dreamer's Bond. The energy generated by these mods is on the lower side, so they shouldn't be used by themselves as a solution for your energy economy. They're also not ideal for any build that uses channeled abilities, because those abilities are going to disable energy over time effects. They also use the aura slot in your build, which can limit your build options. Archon Stretch is a variant of the Stretch mod that generates 2 energy per second for 10 seconds every time you deal electricity damage to an enemy with an ability. It's pretty easy to fit this into any build that is already using the Stretch mod. Unfortunately, it has to be an ability that deals the electricity damage. Fortunately, it doesn't have to be a Warframe ability. Companions can activate it too. There are 2 companions that I recommend for this, Derica and Dethcube. Derica's Electro Pulse and Arc Coil abilities will activate Archon Stretch constantly. Electro Pulse will also stun enemies, providing some crowd control. Dethcube's Vaporize ability deals damage based on the element of its equipped weapon. As long as the weapon has electricity damage, it will activate Archon Stretch. With the low cooldown, it should have almost 100% uptime. It's worth noting that the energy generation effect can't be refreshed while it's active, which means you can never have 100% uptime. Energy Generator is a mod for Dethcube that makes Dethcube drop an energy orb every time it assists with 10 kills. This mod is available from Siphon Samaris for 75,000 standing, which sounds like a lot, but it should only take a few days if you do his daily task every day. To make it easier for Dethcube to get assists, I recommend using the Tazakor or Hellstrom Sentinel weapons, which are both available from Legs and Fortuna. The Hellstrom modded with gas and electricity damage will have an easier time getting assists due to it being an explosive weapon and the lingering gas clouds allowing Dethcube to tag extra enemies. The Tazakor modded with cold damage can provide additional crowd control. If you have radiated reload, you can get additional crowd control with the radiation status, and Shivering Contagion can spread the cold status to nearby enemies. Since companions are not usable in Deviri, this method does not work with any of the Deviri game modes. It also requires Dethcube, so you can't use it with any build that relies on other companions. Since this generates orbs and not energy over time, this works great for Warframes that have channeled abilities like Exalted Weapons. Arcane Energize has great synergy with any build that increases the drop rates of energy orbs. It activates when you pick up an energy orb and is not an energy over time effect, so it works great for Warframes with channeled abilities. Unfortunately, it uses an arcane slot. With there being many other great arcanes and other methods for energy management these days, it can be hard to justify using it over something else. Like with most arcanes, it requires 21 copies to get the maximum effect. It can be expensive on the player market, and it drops from Eidolon Hydralisks, which makes it annoying to farm. Your best bet for farming it these days is to gamble with Floyd in the Sanctum Anatomica. It is frequently available as a reward during operations, so you could also wait for one of those instead. Zenurik is the focus school that is the most recommended for new players to start with. With the Energy Pulse node, energy orbs will give an additional energy over time effect that gives you a bonus 50% of their energy over 5 seconds. Wellspring is Zenurik's first ability. It creates a bubble around your operator which will generate energy over time, up to 5 energy per second. The effect lingers for 30 seconds after leaving the bubble. Since these are both energy over time effects, they don't work when using channel abilities like Exalted Weapons. It can also take some time to unlock these nodes because focus farming is pretty slow and pretty boring. Equilibrium makes health orbs generate energy and makes energy orbs heal you. It can be obtained as a reward from the circuit or as a drop from Lephantis in the Magnesidian mission on Deimos. It's great for builds that increase the drop rate of health orbs. It can be difficult to fit into a build though. Violet Archon Shards can be used as an alternative to Equilibrium. The effect won't be as big as the Equilibrium mod, but it's often good enough even when the shard is not foul-forged. Violet Shards are primarily obtained by fusing a Crimson Shard and Azure Shard together. They are also available as a possible reward from the 1999 calendar and Temporal Archimedia. These are the methods that I typically use. I hope this video helps you. If you have any questions about any of these methods, please feel free to ask in the comments. I would also really appreciate it if you would leave a like on the video and subscribe if you want to see more. Have a nice day, and thanks for watching.